Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the game Dominoes. I'll be using the Puerto Rican rule set, and I'll even throw in a couple of tips that'll help you win every single time, because this game, there is no strategy. It is so easy. All you have to do is match numbers. That's it. If you can look at something and see the number, and then match it to the same number, you win all the time. It's that easy. Trust me, I know this game in and out. Today I'll be showing you how to do this via Tabletop Simulator, which is a computer program that allows you and other people to play board games over long distances. That saves you from having to invite people over to your house and then they dirty it, then you gotta clean up, and who wants to deal with that? You can play these board games over very long distances, and then when you're done you can just shut everything off. There's no cleanup involved. Super nice. So this is going to be the Puerto Rican rule set. This is the rule set that Aidalee taught me. And like I said, once she gave me the basic instructions on how to play, I just sort of ran with it. It was so easy. So let's go ahead and show you a little bit about Dominoes. There is a tabletop here. And what you're going to get in a typical game of Dominoes are a bunch of tiles. And you're going to flip all of these tiles face down. Now, they're called bones. Okay, bones. They're just tiles, whatever. So these tiles will be, let's go ahead and just flip one over so that you can see what it looks like. This is a 2 and a 5. So you'll see these dominoes have these numbers. And like I said, if you can match numbers, there's nothing to worry about. You'll be able to play this game at no problem. So each player is going to get a hand of 7 tiles or bones. Whoever made that up. Anyway, so you're going to look at them and privately. You'll be able to look at your hand privately. Your opponent will not be able to see what's in your hand. And the player that has the highest total of pips in their hand will get to go first. So as an example, and this is why I have calculators out here in case we needed them. So we're going to take a look at this and say, okay, 3 plus 6 is 9, 1 plus 5 is 6, and we're just going to add all of these values together, and that is who goes first. And we're going to do the same thing up here. Just sort of flip these over, and rather than do this properly, I'm just going to guesstimate that my opponent has more pips than I do, just for the sake of argument. It could be wrong, but just for the sake of argument, we'll say that my opponent has more pips than I do. So he'll play whatever he wants, no problem. So he's going to throw, say, this piece into the center of the table. Very simple. Now, I have to play something. So I'm going to take a look at my hand, again, privately, and all I have to do is match numbers. That's all I have to do. So I'm just going to throw this out here like this. Bam! I matched numbers. Look at that. This 6 is next to this 6. Now, it doesn't matter that this 6 is next to this blank. As long as one side matches, you're completely fine. Now, my opponent is going to go. He's going to go, what number can I build off of? Okay, well, maybe I can go this way with it. There we go. 6 is touching 6. Bam, done. That's all he has to do. Again, so simple. And then I'm going to say, what can I do with this? Well, I'll just put this right here. Bam, look at that. This 1 is touching that 1. That means that I played my turn. It's back to him now. Oh, there he goes. He's going to match this 1 with this 1. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. That is so good. And this is going to continue back and forth until one of us empties our hand. If, for whatever reason, we get to a point where we cannot play a tile because we can't match anything, then we have to draw 5 tiles from the supply over here. I know it's a lot, but, that'll guarantee that you get something. Okay, so again, what you're trying to do is empty your hand of tiles or bones, and when you do that, you're going to add up the values of all of your opponent's pips on their tiles, and whatever they have is the amount of points that you get to add to your score. Now, there are some bonuses that you can earn as you play. So if I were to end the game right now, I would get 7 plus 11 plus another 8. So that's at least 50 points, right? Because math. Anyway, so what you're going to do is, again, try and empty your hand of tiles. In this example, I've set the board up so that you'll notice that all of the ends of the board contain the same number. And if you manage with your last tile to you can put it anywhere. Like you can put the 2 here, for example, or the 2 here, or the 2 down here. That is called a Capricorn. That is named after the French scientist who sort of discovered the Capricorn constellation. But that is called, and that is a Capricorn, and that is worth at least 5,000 points. So that's really good. Another thing that I should probably mention about bonuses is that you can actually end the game. Let's go ahead and just get rid of this real quick. If your last tile is the double blank, and you manage to end with that, that is called the La Cucaracha, and that is 3,000 points. I hope you're taking notes because this is important stuff. Now, let's say you manage to corner your opponent so that they cannot play a tile because you've blocked them. In this example, this 6-5 piece cannot be played anywhere because all of the other pieces have been played and it's being blocked. So for example, I can't put the 6 here or anywhere, and this 1-5 is actually blocking the 6-5 here, so I can't play this. So that is known as a turquesa in Spanish. For those of you that don't know, turquesa is blocked. So there you go. Hopefully that'll help. And if you manage to get your opponent into that kind of situation, that is worth at least 5 points. There's another similar term used for blocking a double, or a doble, as they say in Spanish. If you manage to block your opponent from playing a double because all of the tiles exist and it can't be played, in this example, all of these are blocked. I can't play here, or wherever. So this double 6 is completely blocked, and I will never be able to end the game. That is known as an aburrido. Say it again. You have to roll your R. Aburrido. You get 15 points if you manage to block your opponent with this method. You also score some bonus points if you manage to have the last tile of a particular number. In this example, all of the 2s, and again, these should all be face down in the supply, but this is just an example. If all of the 2s are out here, except for 1, which you have, that is called a plantana. Say it again, plantana. And a plantana just simply means even if you can't play it, it's still the last one of that number. I could play this here, for example, but this would be known as a plantana because it's just the last number. It's the last tile containing that particular number. So that alone is worth 30 points. Now, Dominoes is typically a 4-player game or played in teams. It's like a 2v2 environment, but you can play mano y mano. And mano is simply the Spanish word for man. So man versus man. That's what mano y mano simply means. And if you add a woman in there, say a man versus a woman, you would say mano y mana. Mano being the masculine version of man, and mano being the feminine version of man. Doesn't matter, I'm just saying, mano y mano, man versus man, you can have a 2-player game. And no matter which type of game you pick, typically you're going to play to about 200 points. 200 points doesn't seem like a whole lot, seeing that one Capricorn or La Cucaracha can send you right over that tenfold. But that's just the way Dominoes is played. It's a silly game where you're just matching numbers. It's not all that complicated, to be honest with you. The word 200, by the way, in case you don't know, this is just a fun fact. 200 is 200. Say it again, 200. Or if you want to get technical, just count out your fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then go 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 200. Last but not least, Dominoes can be somewhat of a boring game because, again, all you're doing is matching numbers. A 2-year-old can play Dominoes. Match numbers, or even colors in this case. Look at that. Red and blue, and so on. But if you get bored of this, you can roll some dice. Just get some dice and roll them. Look at that. Look at the numbers I got. What does it mean? Nothing. Doesn't mean. It just makes this game more exciting. That's it. All right, so if Dominoes just isn't your thing because of how easy it is, I'd like to recommend another game that might be of interest to you. This game is called Checkers. It's definitely a step above Dominoes in terms of strategy. I would also recommend a game called Tic-Tac-Toe because you're actually required to draw X's and O's. And that in itself, I think, is much more challenging than matching numbers. So there you go, folks. That was a quick how to play video for the game Dominoes. If you guys haven't already, subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. That is, assuming that Aidalee's dad doesn't kill me. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and then I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.